Hey everyone, welcome to Ellen Digital. I hope you all are doing great at your places. Children, before we begin today's session, I would like to ask one question. What would you do if you have longings to accomplish your dreams and you know that is a hard nut to crack? Definitely, you are going to put 110% of yours. You are not going to leave any stone unturned if I am not wrong. Similarly, if you have longings to attain peace, tranquility, and calmness in your life, what are you going to do? This is what which we are going to explore through one of the poems, one of the beautiful poems, I must say, from Beehive, and the name of the poem is The Lake Isle of Innisfree, written by William Butler Yeats. Now, first of all, what is the meaning of the Lake Isle? When I say this, Lake Isle, what do we mean by this? It means that we are talking about an island in a lake. Now, another point, that why did poet choose this particular island only, that is Innisfree? Because with this Innisfree, a lot many memories are associated. Poet's childhood days, he had spent his childhood days here in Innisfree. That is why he has chosen this particular island, that he wants to go back there. As he has grown up now and he has moved to the city life, and now why did any person go to the city life? Basically to earn his bread and butter, and that is what he is doing. But he is fed up from the chaos of life. Basically, I must say, from the hustle bustle of life, from the humdrum of life. When I say in simpler words, I must add here that he has been fed up from the mad rat race of life, and that is why he wants to get away from all these chaos of people, all this chaos of noise, and he wants to go to Innisfree, right? So that he can attain peace and tranquility there, because when we are talking about Innisfree, that is a kind of an island. So we know that less number of people would have been staying there. Moreover, the peace would be there. Clearly, we would be able to hear the chirping of birds. No noise, no pollution, no chaos of people will be there, isn't it? That is why he prefers to go there. So before we begin with the poem, definitely we are going to read something about William Butler Yeats. And here it is mentioned as William Butler Yeats was born on 13 June 1865, and unfortunately he left the world on 28 January 1939. He was an Irish poet. That is why Innisfree, that is a place in Ireland, right? That is, he was an Irish poet, dramatist, writer, and one of the foremost figures when we talk about 20th century literature. In December 1923, Yeats was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. And I hope you all are aware when we talk about Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize, this Nobel Prize came into origin because of the will of Swedish scientist, and the name of that Swedish scientist is Alfred Nobel. He had mentioned in his will that people who will be excelling in what? That is literature, world peace, and three branches of science, they will be awarded this Nobel Prize. And this was introduced in almost 1865, and the first prize was awarded, first Nobel Prize was given in 1901. Now, why did I say all this? Because in most of the places, when you read about the author, about the poet, you are going to observe this word, that is the Nobel Prize. In fact, there is one of the chapters in Beehive only, and that is A Truly Beautiful Mind, which is all related to Albert Einstein. He also had received Nobel Prize for physics in 1921. And this man, when we talk about William Butler Yeats, he had been awarded this Nobel Prize in 1923. Now, let us begin with the poem. And this poem, we will be able to see, is mentioned just in 3 quatrains. Now, what is the meaning of quatrain? Quatrain means when 4 lines of poems are written together. And here we go with the first quatrain. See, you are able to observe 4 lines of the poem are written together. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree. So he is trying to lay emphasis. He is trying to focus on this word. And how are we able to see that? Because of the repetition of these 2 words, and go. He is so determined that he wants to go to Innisfree. I stands for the poet, the speaker, right? I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and live alone in the bee loud glade. Now, what is the meaning of glade? Glade means when we are talking about an open space. So, I must summarize these 4 lines here by saying that here poet says that I will leave this place, I will leave this chaos of people here, I'll get away from the humdrum of life, and I want to go right away. Where? To Innisfree. Because there, when I talk about Innisfree, I means when I talk about the poet, the speaker here is saying that when I talk about Innisfree, a lot many memories are related with Innisfree, and I want to go there. And what am I going to do there? I'm going to build a small cabin. I'm going to build a small hut there, which will be made of clay and wattles. Now, what do we mean by wattles? That means when we are talking about twisted sticks. So you can imagine that when we are talking about hut, a small cabin, as you can see here in the video also, so hut will be made of what? They will be made of, when I talk about huts, definitely they'll be made of clay and wattles, right? Twisted sticks. And when I'm going to live there, so what am I going to eat? Definitely I will be doing this. That is 9 bean rows will I have there. I'm going to sow the seeds. And when I talk about the seeds, I'm going to develop 9 rows of bean. And moreover, I'm going to have a hive for the honeybee from where I will be able to receive honey to drink. So he is planning completely that what he is going to do there, where he is going to live, what he is going to eat, and what he is going to drink, and with which and with what people. I mean to say that what qualities of people with him he will be living. So when we talk about the qualities of people, he prefers to live alone there, and that we are able to see in the last line. And live alone in the bee loud glade. That means an open area where I will be able to hear only the buzzing of bees. There will be no chaos, there will be no pollution, there will be no honks. There will be only buzzing of bees, which I will enjoy, and I will have pleasure, and I will be relaxed mentally. So in the first quatrain, we are able to see that what is the planning of the poet, what is the planning of the speaker when he says that I want to go there. Now, moving ahead, let us see the meaning of wattles. It is written twisted sticks for making fences, walls. This is what I have just told you. And when we talk about glade, that is a clear space, that is an open space. Coming to the second quatrain, and let's see what is he trying to tell us here. And I shall have some peace there. This is the reason that why he wants to go. And here in these 4 lines, we will be observing that he basically explains about the beauty of nature. Nature has the power to heal everything. We all know that, right? And that is why he is attracted to go there. And I shall have some peace there. And peace comes dropping slow. When we talk about peace comes dropping slow. Now, peace is not something that is locked in a box and we will unlock the box or we will unlock the door and the peace is waiting for us. Not at all. When we talk about any of the process, especially when we talk about peace, that is a slow process. That is a gradual process. And this we are able to see from this line also. For peace comes dropping slow. How it will come dropping slow? Dropping from the wheels of the morning. So when we are talking about wheels of the morning, here it means to, I hope you understand the meaning of veils. That is a kind of a cloth which a woman wear to cover the face, right? So here we are saying like dropping from the veils of the morning. So here we are trying to have a comparison, a metaphorical device, I must say here, when we talk about veils. Like clouds are there in front, the sky is covered with the cloud and the clouds are getting down slowly and gradually, and we will be able to see the beautiful and clear sunrise without pollution, right? Without dust particles, without any extra molecules in the air. This is what the poet is trying to tell us here. Later, dropping from the veils of the morning to where the cricket sings, I'll be able to hear the sounds, the chirping of cricket. And when I talk about cricket, I hope you know the meaning of cricket. That is a type of a grasshopper only, but with a smaller legs. Their midnights all a glimmer. When the sky will be clear, there will be no chaos, there will be no dust particles, then I will be able to observe each and every star there up in midnight, and those all stars will glimmer. Those all stars are going to twinkle just because the sky is completely clear. And noon, a purple glow. When I talk about noon, at that time, I am going to observe a purple glow there. When we talk about sunrise and sunset, what is the color that we are able to see? That is kind of reddish or orange, isn't it? And when we talk about the noon time, then we are able to see the color of the sky in blue. Now, when I talk about science, in which you are smarter than me, so you know that when we talk about science, when a light is passed through a prism, a spectrum is formed. Why we are able to see different colors of light? Because of different wavelength. Similarly, when you have read this wecare is formed, when are we able to see that violet color? When are we able to see that purple glow? When there will be less amount of dust particles, when there will be less number of molecules, isn't it? That is what he's trying to say here. No pollution, no chaos, and the sky is completely clear as white fairy skin, isn't it? So here he is trying to say that then only he will be able to observe what? That is a noon purple glow. Noon will be appear with this purplish glow. And evenings full of the linnet's wing. And wow, he is trying to explain everything about the evening, that in evening, none of the other birds will be there. Only I will be able to see linnets. That means a small bird with a short beak, which is almost brown or grayish in color. And those linnets will be spreading their wings. They will be fluttering their wings in the sky. So here in all, basically, what are we talking about? We are talking about beauty of nature. We are talking about beauty of nature in Innisfree. Everywhere we can see the beauty of nature. It is we only who are disturbing the balance of nature. And that is why we are not able to see the purple glow in the noon in city life, right? Now, let us proceed ahead and hear linnet. What is the meaning of linnet? That is a small brown and gray bird with a short beak, just now I've told you. Now, coming to the last quatrain. I will arise and go now. We are able to see repetition of the same line which we have seen in the beginning. This line was written in the beginning also, I will arise and go now. So here he is repeating. Why is he repeating? Because he wants to say that I'm so determined that yes, I want to leave this city life and I want to go there. I will arise and go now, for always, night and day, I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. Now he is not there. He is standing here. He is enjoying, I mean, not enjoying, he is there in the city life. And here he is saying what? That always, day and night, I am able to hear the lapping sounds of water. That is in my heart. That is echoing in my heart, echoing in my soul. This is what it is written here, children, that I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While, when is he able to hear? While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's gray. Here, I hope you are able to understand that when we talk about gray, this is clearly a symbol of dullness, a symbol of dull life. That is what he's trying to say here, that though I'm standing here, though here I'm on the pavement, I'm on the footpath, as we can see this here in the picture. So he is trying to say that though I'm standing on the roadway or the pavement, which is gray, where I'm living a dull life, where I'm not happy internally. There's a difference between inner peace and the outer peace. There's a difference between your soul and the outer way we show to people. That is why we are able to say that everybody has a dual appearance, because you don't know what is running inside a person's heart and a person's mind. How much chaos a person is in, isn't it? So this is what he's saying. And he says that by standing here on the pavement's gray, I hear it in the deep heart's core, deeply inside the core. You understand the meaning of core, that is too deep. So too deep inside my heart, I am standing here on the roadways. I am here in the chaos of life, in the hustle bustle of life. Still, I'm able to hear that lapping sound of water. And that is attracting me, yes, I should leave this place and go there. So he is so much determined to go there. We are able to understand why, because he has a longing for peace. He has longing for tranquility in his life. Now, when we talk about tranquility, that doesn't mean that we can leave our responsibilities, we can leave our obligations behind and permanently we can go and shift there. Definitely, we can go for vacations. We can go and spend our time wherever we like to in the lap of nature. We prefer to do this. Everyone prefers to do that, isn't it? But that doesn't mean, the poet is not saying here that I'm going to leave my obligations behind. I'm going to leave my duties and responsibilities and I'm going to run there, because that is a sign of a coward. That is not a sign of a good person, isn't it? So when we are talking about tranquility, it means that one should be able to have that peace in the life. Now, it is not possible for everyone to go for vacation every now and then or every another month. So, what a person can do? If I want to have peace in my life, what am I going to do? I cannot run away from my job. I cannot run away from my life, from my responsibilities. So, that is a kind of meditation that I can do. How to attain peace? Because if I'll not be happy from inside, or if any XYZ person will not be happy from inside, then what is the person going to do? The person can have different styles of attaining peace by living in this particular city life, yes or no? Not as I can say that when we talk about these five fingers are not equal. So similarly, when I talk about different five people, they will have different mindset, they will have different styles to attain peace, along with living and suffering in this city life, right? Now that completely depends on one person, that how do they attain peace. They hear music, or they do meditation, or they do any kind of stuff, do their writing, or they read book, whatever they feel like they can do. But this is absolutely not a sign that you can run away from the responsibilities. Now, coming to the literary device, when we talk about, the very first thing is rhyme scheme. This has been a lyrical poem. This beautiful poem was basically a lyrical poem also, and that is why we are able to see rhyme schemes here. A, B, A, B. Now, why it is A, B, A, B? Let us go back and see once. Now, here we are able to see day when we talk about and gray when we talk about. They are rhyming. The sound you can hear. Whenever we talk about rhyme scheme, we focus on the last word of each and every single line. Now, when we talk about shore, the shore is not rhyming with this day. That is why we have given another letter here, that is B. And gray and day was sounding same. And when we talk about core, shore and core, they are sounding same. That is why the rhyming scheme has been written as A, B, A, B. Another thing is alliteration. That is repetition, a kind of repetition only. But what are we repeating? We are repeating the first letter of every word, and that first letter should be consonant, not vowels, right? Now here we are able to see that hive, honey, bee, we are able to see here. When we talk about lake, lapping, low, so it's not L, L, L. Don't say that L, L, L. When we talk about the sound, we say L, 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 right? Another thing we are going to observe here, that is refrain. Again, when we talk about repetition, children, these are the types of repetition only. So alliteration is a type of repetition when we talk about the repetition of the consonant sound in the beginning of the words, right? Some words which are closely placed together in one line only. And when we talk about refrain, that is repetition of the complete line. And we are able to see the repetition of this complete line, that is, I will arise and go now. We are able to see the determination. We are able to see that how much emphasis the poet is trying to lay on this line by saying, I will arise, I will get up, and I will go now to Innisfree. And we have been able to see this particular line in Quatrain 1 and Quatrain 3. Next is personification. When we are saying personification, what is the meaning of personification? That is, qualities of human beings, when we talk about, is given to the inanimate objects. Now here we are saying that morning is personified. So when we have seen like the whales of the morning, so whales of the morning, so whales who wear? A lady wear, a woman wear. But here we are trying to say whales when we talk about, so whales were worn by whom? That is morning. So morning is not going to do that. So qualities of human being is given to the inanimate object. Like when I say the town is sleeping. So I mean to say the people of the town are sleeping, but I am saying the town is sleeping. So town is not going to sleep, right? So that is personification. And the last one is metaphor. Now, this when I talk about metaphor, you are aware of this particular poetic device because before this poem, you have read one of the poems, and that is The Road Not Taken, where you have seen a lot of metaphorical device when you were talking about writings of Robert Lee Frost. So, metaphor, that is comparison between two objects which are not alike, but they have something in common. The clouds are compared to whales. When we are saying that cloud, so cloud is compared to whale. So that is a kind of what? That is metaphor, right? And when I say peace comes dropping slow, so what is that? Peace. Now, peace is not going to come. Who comes? A person comes. So similarly, we can say that there also personification has been given, right? I hope you have been able to understand each and every quatrain, that what has been the meaning and what has been the purpose of every line when we talk about this poem, and all these literary devices are also clear to you. Thank you.